We are pleased that we managed to complete this project within a rather ambitiously set time frame. Most of the activities have already been delivered. In fact, we are still finalizing some issues, but we are practically wrapping up the topic.
The preparation of materials for investors definitely went very well. As a result of the work we put in together with Venturepackt at the very beginning of the process, which was crucial, we have already received very high-quality questions from investors. And indeed, in the further steps of the process, the investors who were significantly interested in acquiring our business entered into the next stages of discussions.
What we could potentially change is the timing, as it turned out that we hit the vacation season at the beginning. Most of the people responsible for making any decisions regarding our case were on vacation. However, it's really hard to determine if there is ever a truly good time for such actions. I think that despite everything, considering the slight delays due to vacations, we managed to get it done very smoothly.
I think that preparing all the information for potential investors is important because one thing is preparing the prospectus, which provides a preliminary understanding of the business parameters to potential investors. But later we also need to reserve a lot of time for more detailed questions. If we are not prepared for this process, meaning we do not have reserved time, and if we did not have some of these materials gathered in advance, I think it would be difficult for us.
We had the advantage that we had already tried to address the topic of selling Triny earlier. In fact, we had actually considered it indeed. We already had various materials prepared specifically for this entire undertaking. We assumed that we needed to be available to respond promptly whenever something happened, so that the process could move forward quite smoothly.
From my perspective, it was the engagement with Venturepackt. I mean, about 4 to 3 years ago, we worked with an advisor who was not as committed, which is why those discussions with potential investors simply did not progress. The quality of the prepared materials was not at a sufficient level, which did not encourage investors to delve into the acquisition discussions of our business. Here, I primarily think that these two parameters would be effective. That is, the quality of the prepared documentation and the engagement of Krzysiek from Venturepackt. This means very active outreach to investors, conducting these discussions, and qualifying investor leads. I think this was actually decisive.
Yes, it was also nice that they were in regular contact with the investor, especially when there was already some indication of interest in further discussions, so the topic was not stagnant and was progressing all the time. Considering that we set ourselves quite an ambitious time frame of 3 months, we really managed to wrap everything up within those 3 months. From the moment starting to prepare the prospectus to the conclusion of the agreement for the purchase of the store.
As I reflect on that earlier process, I have the impression that we indeed overestimated the value of industry contacts while underestimating the importance of engaging in discussions with potential investors. The conclusion I come to is that these potential investors are indeed also very busy people, and if we do not actively reach out to them, do not seek their attention, and only approach them based on an old acquaintance, saying, "Hey, I have this business for sale, would you be interested?" And then nothing further happens in terms of contact. These conversations inevitably die out quite quickly.
We are definitely tired, but very happy. We are glad that this process, which was initiated 3 months ago, has successfully concluded within the time frame we wanted it to happen. In this regard, there is still a lot of work to be done, but everything is already moving towards completion.
A great relief and satisfaction that the business we built for 13 years has found a buyer, that someone appreciated the value we managed to create.
Yes, because the alternative was, of course, to shut down the business, to cease operations. However, it's great that thanks to our involvement in Venturepackt, We were able to hand over the store to new owners, allowing it to continue operating.